You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the September 6th meeting of the Michigan City Tree Board. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Michigan City Tree Board Wednesday, September 6, 2023. Can I get a roll call, please?
Dennis Britton.
Here.
Angie Nelson Deitch. Not here. Betsy L. Sesser.
Here.
Laura Henderson. I am here. James Mellowitz. He's absent. Mary Nell Murphy.
Here.
Jim Warner.
Present.
And Dahlia is on medical leave.
Right.
Does anybody know how Dahlia's doing?
I just asked that question. We'll talk after.
Okay.
There are 5 of us, so we do have a quorum.
Yes, we do.
All right. Item 3 on our agenda, approval of minutes for August 2nd, 2023. I noticed that the heading of the minutes showed July, so we need to get a correction on that. But are there any other comments, notes of concern on the minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the minutes after the correction of date at the heading?
Approved with correction.
I second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The minutes are approved with the correction. Secretary Treasurer's report and claims. Is the secretary ready for the claims and report?
Can people get those?
Yes, thank you.
Anybody who didn't get them?
Are there any comments or concerns about the Treasurer's report and claims for August? Any concerns, comments? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the claims in the report?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 5 on our agenda, communications.
Yes, I have a couple of those. I think, Tim, you may have seen this. It's a communication from our city lawyer, Amber LePage. Jim, looking at your agenda, and this is an email, it looks like Tree Board may be contemplating submitting another grant. Just as a reminder, as we previously discussed, all grants should be authorized and signed by the MC Board of Works. Tree Board has no authority to enter into any contracts on behalf of the city. All grants need to be discussed in advance with Controller's Office and may need common council approval if there is a local match. Thanks and have a good day. I think, looking at the agenda, she was probably talking about maybe the GLRI grant or I'm not sure. Or the big one, the community forestry grant.
Yeah, I'm not sure. None of the grants that I've looked at have any match, so it's just
Yeah,
it hasn't been an issue on anything we've done thus far, but
yeah.
yeah, if there is a match, we certainly need to find out if the city has the money for it.
Are they saying if there's a match or for any grant that we apply for?
Yeah.
Only if there's a
If
match?
there's a match,
Okay.
we need to get
Okay.
city approval for additional funding to meet the match.
Okay. Sure.
That makes perfect sense.
Sure.
Of course. And I also got a communication from Donald Prespolinski, not to be confused with Paul Prespolinski. People should know they are not the same people. He says, "Hi Laura, as the board discussed the trees that have been cut down on Franklin Street and when they will be replaced, thanks Councilman Donald Prespolinski." So I actually went out and looked at Franklin Street between 11th and Cool Spring. Hello.
Tree board, come on in.
Right, sorry we're late, we were sitting in the Mayor's West Conference Room.
Ah,
Okay,
yeah.
if you walk through,
Please, please.
wondering where everybody was.
Well, there is a sign out front,
Out front of the,
in front of the store.
I know,
They were at City
Not at City Hall.
Oh, City Hall.
I followed what the website
Yeah.
was telling me.
Oh, of course.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, welcome, welcome.
The website gets updated every 5 years.
Yeah, we've learned that about the city website. We've been to many meetings that weren't there, unfortunately.
Uh-oh, yeah.
I'll look into that and updating that.
Say that again?
Thank you. I'll look into how that could be
That
updated.
would be awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. that
Okay,
would be
communications.
great.
I found
What you guys are all.
12 obvious stumps and several places where, looking at spacing and disturbance, it's quite possible there was another tree which was
Spare
removed
agenda.
there.
Yes.
Do they look recent?
No,
stumps?
no, they do not look recent, they look several years old, so,
And this is between 11th and Cool Spring?
yeah.
I know there was one in downtown Franklin Street that one of the business owners there in the 700 or 600 block wanted a tree last year, but the stump hadn't been ground out yet, so we couldn't put one in the tree grate.
Yeah, a lot of those ones on Franklin Square are in those big metallic grids
Right.
that, I don't know what would be involved with removing
Oh, wow.
that.
Yeah.
And that was part of the other grant. The big one.
So if you could type up your list of what you found, the tree locations and that, and get to all of us, and we can
Okay,
maybe look at adding those to our list for the grant next year, or talk
Okay.
to the mayor about seeing if we can get some funding for just replacement trees on Franklin Street.
With or without the grant?
Right.
yes. Okay, so I think those are my communications.
Any other communications that anyone received? All right, close that. Moving on to committee reports.
Are we mentioning that we received 5 new resumes?
It's on the agenda, under communications.
Yeah, we have received 5 new
Okay.
resumes.
Yes.
All right. Committee reports. Do we have anything on education and outreach?
I'm just curious, the spotted lantern flyers did,
Those were presented at the farmer's market again this weekend.
Yeah, a couple people expressed, interest and yeah, a few people took
Yeah.
those.
okay,
There was a lot of interest in the rocks that were holding down the ambulance. Geologists.
That was pretty funny.
Never happened before.
No.
At least 4 or 5 comments on. Anyway, but people know that. But I think the monthly farmers market is working well. People come by. They find out that there is a tree board.
Yeah.
They take some literature, and so I think that's working out well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find more boring rocks next time.
Yes.
yeah.
Than the lava rocks from the
Right.
church parking areas. People are, hey, that is an interesting rock. It's your basic landscape lava rock. We'll get something round and not shiny next time. Okay, public relations, any update on our Facebook
There's not
page?
a lot of activity there, no. I did update for the tree planting time and location, put that out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Our
And we
days.
did get interest from Dominic signed up as a volunteer for the tree planting.
I sent it to
Thank
my
you for that.
friends.
Oh, great.
Yes, so hopefully she'll be there.
Grants, we won't need to talk about that right now,
Oh, yes, we will.
do we?
You skipped over the, I guess, the,
Yeah, it's something for later Arbor Day.
Oh, yeah, I do want to say something about our, and coordination with the Sustainability Commission.
uh-huh.
The Sustainability Commission is gonna have their big wing ding on the same day the first Saturday in May. But it will be in the afternoon.
Okay.
And he said she has a van ready to schlep our leftovers over from the farmer's market over to Krieger Memorial. So
Okay,
That's great.
we can
Yeah.
take a little break, and then those of us who are good for doing it.
all over
Double
there.
header?
Yeah,
Over there for the afternoon.
yeah. Or we can split up or however we want to do it, but
And
Yeah, she's
there's-
kind of
There's a date for
limited.
that already? No?
yeah, it's whatever the first Saturday in
Saturday.
May
Let me
is.
check here.
Will it be, like last year, only in a different location with all the other
I think it's the
participants?
same location. I don't know if we'll be exactly set up where we were.
Okay, because we couldn't use that location in April because of a competing event.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So we'll have the same event just a week later, it sounds like.
Right. It's the same day that we're doing the thing in the morning, so.
So the farmer's market, the first Saturday in
It's
May.
May 4th, it's May the 4th be
May
with you.
4th.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's May 4th. So that's farmer's market in the morning
And then the
then,
afternoon sustainability at Krieger.
right, and then the Earth Day extravaganza.
That's the sustainability
That's the
thing.
sustainability. So
That's
it's
the same.
Same day.
Super.
Same.
Yep.
It's not something
So it
that,
happens the same day, not a week earlier. Yeah.
Okay, well, I will make a
Monday.
point of it.
okay.
So May 4th, 2024, everyone mark your calendars for tree giveaway. All right.
We have 9 months
Okay,
to
then-
prepare.
Yes.
Under grants, let's see, well, let's see,
Well, I
division for-
guess I'll announce to everybody that we did receive the NERC Community Tree Grant of 19 trees this year. We have 9 locations for resident requesters that wanted trees that we'll be planting Saturday the 16th. We received the trees from NERC on the 14th of September, so we'll pick those up. We have Servicescape has offered the donation of their time and vehicle and trailer to pick up the trees for us on the 14th.
That's
Clay-
Thank
fantastic.
you,
Clay
service.
Putnam has provided that. I will also be picking up mulch for all the tree plantings from
Yay.
Beachside Gardens.
Thank you,
Laura Koch
Beachside.
has been nice enough at Beachside Gardens to donate the mulch for these tree plantings. So I'll pick those up. I haven't set up a time with her yet, but I told her that I can come anytime after work or on Saturday, this coming Saturday, or just before the plantings on the 16th. So I'll be in touch with her again. But we're lined up with Clay to get him on the 14th, and we'll be planting on the 16th, and there'll be 9 new trees around the streets in Michigan City come 2 weeks Saturday. So we're thankful for the community grant to get the receiving of those trees. I think the program's become very, very popular
Yeah,
now, so we were asked for 30 and we're only able to get 19 this year. So
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to look at expanding their community tree next year so the requesters can get more of the trees. So 10 of the trees will be going to the park department and 9 will be coming to us. I've talked with Ed at the park department and we're gonna drop those off on the 14th when we pick up the trees at the maintenance facility on US 12. After we drop them off at my house, which is where most of them are being planted, right across the street at the church and up on Gardena. So we'll start there on Saturday and move from the Mormon church parking lot and head north and plant all the trees from there. Clay Shipley says he will be digging the holes either Friday before or Saturday early morning and get ahead of us. So
Okay.
I've got
Very
stakes
good.
at all locations. I think I sent the pictures out to everybody where the stakes were in the locations. So I got 911 or 811 calls called in today for locates. They will locate by the end of the day Saturday, and they're good until the 22nd. So if we manage for some reason not to be able to plant on the 16th and we can't get them in the ground by the 22nd, we have to call them again. So I'll go out and plant them all myself if I have to, so I don't have to spend 2 hours on the phone with Indiana 811 like I did today.
Well, I could help you on the
Oh.
22nd, but not on the 16th, unfortunately.
I got, as we talked, I got the emails from Indiana 811, and I'll forward those to Clay, so that I'll have all those clearances with him when he digs. So I'll get that to him, and if anybody else wants a copy, I'll be happy to send all the voluminous numbers of maps and things for 811.
You did send me the list or
The list
pictures
of
of
the
the
map,
list,
yeah.
so sometime at the end, but before the end of the month, I will follow up and just check on all those trees.
Very good.
Since I'm not able to be there. on
And
that.
also, if any of you had time to take a look and just run around and look at where they are now and see if the locations are okay with you from what I picked out after talking to the residents and things. There was only one resident I was unable to get in touch with so far. Everybody else will have hoses and everything available.
Oh, okay.
Good. So yes, I think we're pretty good to go. I will be responsible for the first two planted at the church, since it's right across the street from me. I told them I can just run my hose across Maple and water and right there. So
Great.
we'll have those taken care of at the Latter-day Saints Church on Maple side, right off my driveway. So it's easy enough to get to.
I punched holes at the top of all
thank you.
these cards. You know, I was thinking of.
On tree maintenance.
Yeah, it's in English and Spanish.
Good.
The twist ties are a little too short, so maybe we need to bring some pieces of string and hang these from the trees or from the doorknobs, one or the other, to just remind the homeowners that they have a tree.
How about
Use a
zip
rubber
ties?
band that'll fit.
Well, I don't know how you would put a rubber band in.
How about zip ties?
Zip
Because I
ties
can
would
bring a
work?
bunch of long zip
Okay, but
ties.
I'd like to give these to, I gave some to Dominic. I'd like to give the rest of these to
To the planters,
whoever's
yes.
coming to
Yeah.
plant.
Do you want to keep some?
I have some at home.
Okay. Tim, I'm handing these over to you.
Great, thank you. Just, I need more stuff in my truck.
Yes.
The other thing that not everybody had last time we planted was a good knife. Because if these trees come in those plastic
Sorry about that.
wraps,
Right.
Okay.
you've gotta either have superhuman strength to pull them, rip them, or to cut them. So bring your best knife.
One of those hook knives works very well.
Okay, whatever you have, bring it. It will save
My
a little.
Arabian
It'll save some time.
scimitar.
Because we really struggled with that last year.
Anything else?
Yeah,
With that is, Laura and I are going to attend the
Workshop.
stewardship workshop
Yes.
that
I
morning.
may do that also. I don't remember when the deadline was, but I just got approval for taking the whole day off. I did not, so. instead
I
of just
think
having-
you're already signed up, because every time I tried to sign up, your name popped up, said you're registered.
Okay,
Your
maybe-
name is
Maybe since I
different.
did the application, I was automatically registered. So.
Could be.
All right.
And I can drive us.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, awesome. Thank you.
and talk.
So yeah, there's a workshop for the community tree planting, how to plant the trees prior to the distribution of the trees on the 14th. So very good. I will see you both there and start loading up the truck with Clay's help when we into our workshop at noon.
A big thanks to NERC and a big thanks to Servicescape and big thanks to Beachside Gardens.
Yes.
Yep, thank you. Yep. All right.
Division of Forestry Grant, Community Forest and Open Space Conservation Grant Information. I volunteered myself and James Millowitz, he's agreeable with us, to look into this, so we'll see what we can find out, if there's any feasibility of applying for it.
I'd like just to get some clarification on this requirement for the approval to accept the grants from the Board of Works. Do they need to approve us applying for the grant or just receiving the grant?
Only if it's a grant that we need to have a match for.
Oh, okay,
Board of Works will be who provides approval of the funding for the match. So
got it.
yeah, so if we have a grant that's gonna require a match of a dollar even, I mean, we need to go to the Board of Works with approval for the grant match.
As we apply.
Right.
As we apply.
I think we might also, if there's a match, we might have to go to the city
City Council as well, it'll be up to the Board of Works to move that
Yeah.
forward. Yep.
So it's not clear to me whether this one needs a match or not, but that's part of what we'll look into.
Yeah, once you find out, let us know.
Yeah.
All right, any more information on grants? No? All right, annual tree planting, which we just talked about, so, well, that's taken care of. Tree City designation, really nothing. Harbor Search Committee interviews, I think we'll work on getting that set up after we look at the resumes and that. We don't have an arborist, so we have no arborist report.
I'd like to thank Laura for her idea of numbering the resumes. And my question is, are we required to interview everyone
No.
or just who we're interested in?
Just who we're interested in.
Okay,
Yep, if
an
the,
executive session.
yeah, if the
Right.
resumes were not sparking your interest, there's no reason to move forward with an interview.
Okay, can we suggest any possible days or times for those interviews? Now, or is this something?
Whatever we can set up, I think the earliest we get these set up, kind of the better. But we'll have to contact the people that we want to talk to.
Right. Well, of those 5, there's 3 that I'm interested in.
Right?
Well, and possibly we could do a 3 on one night.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to do 3 nights.
Yeah, no, right.
Right. Speaking only for myself, I'm available 2 weeks from now.
What's the date?
The 20th.
Or the day after that, or the day after that, first day of autumn.
So you're available 9/20, 9/21, and 9/22?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Likewise.
I could make time later than that, but 2 weeks from now might give us enough time to
Get things set up with
get
them.
things
Yep.
set up.
I'm out of town until October 3rd. So I think you'll need to go on without me.
Yeah, we're,
Yeah. I have only a limited number of Wednesdays available, so the 21st would be better.
That's
What
okay.
about the 22nd?
the Friday, 22nd.
If it's early enough, before 7. Oh, wait, no. We're talking the 22nd, okay.
Friday the 22nd or Thursday the 21st right now.
21st is actually better.
I think it might be for other people who take long weekends.
I think we have to provide as many open dates as possible to the candidates. So
Well, that's true.
Is both the 21st and 22nd available?
If need be, the 22nd.
Okay. Now we have to check with the other members
Yeah,
too.
before
The
6.
earlier the better.
And Laura, are you available? Well, you,
I didn't print it.
All right. Okay.
Probably.
you can check that. Yep.
And we don't know about Talia.
Right.
Yeah.
How about the following week if we have to go over there?
I could do the following week.
Which days?
Well,
Monday?
Dennis says Wednesday's a problem, so Tuesday or
Wednesday is an
Thursday.
issue with me too. I have sanitary board on
Okay,
Wednesday the 27th.
Tuesday the 26th and Thursday the 28th are okay with me.
Yeah.
Thursday the 28th is fine with me.
Both of those 2 dates, Tuesday and Thursday for you?
Yeah.
Okay, and Dennis, you as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
Tuesday and Thursday's fine.
Okay. Well, that's
You're
great.
still our town.
That's 4 days
Yeah,
possible.
I should be able to find something in there.
Now, we receive these resumes, but we don't know when the candidates actually applied, do we?
We need to get their applications and we've requested that. I've not seen
Okay,
them
there's
yet.
only one that came in
Just late this
just
afternoon.
today.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's helpful.
We received that today?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from HR.
So are we allowed to mention now the number of the, of the
That was
resume?
my thought with making the numbers.
Yeah, well, I'm interested in resumes 1, 2, and 3.
And I'm in one and two.
Not necessarily in that order.
I'm 1 and 2. My issue with 3 was that while his education was excellent, his experience didn't seem to be that much with trees.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that's what I wrote on it. Yep. At least he- If it is,
Landscaping.
if it is, he didn't say it.
Yeah, he didn't say.
He or she.
And anyone who claims they are a certified arborist, I will
Check them.
check on that.
Okay, yeah, and 1 and 2 from me as well.
Did you get a chance to look at those, Dennis?
When did we receive the email with those resumes in it?
Last week,
A week ago now.
Unfortunately, I can't use my desktop, so I'm having to do everything on my phone, so.
Oh, that's rough.
Every day I go over all my emails. I'm not,
well, take a look when you get home, then, and then let us know if you have something different than
I
1 and
have
2.
printed out copies, I'll give to you.
good, thank you, because I can't print up from my computer.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Actually, if you want these now, I can,
There.
you got them?
Great.
There's the 5
I have
copies.
them.
Oh,
And
very
actually,
good.
Pay no attention to my scratches
Very
on them.
efficient.
Oh, no,
Yes.
I prefer scratching.
Okay, moving on.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna check the trees.
Okay,
My department, we already had Skylar in here last week, or last
if
month.
I may,
Yes.
can you quickly let me know which numbers you preferred of these?
Oh,
He
okay.
said 1 through 3.
Yeah, I said 1, 2, 3.
And the rest of us said 1, 2.
1, 2.
Yep.
1, 2.
Okay,
But who knows, by the time we get them in here, maybe some of them have.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at the applications when we get those to hopefully
Right.
soon.
So the application I got today was from number 2.
Okay.
all right.
Moving on. We had urban forest plan maintenance as an item on our list. What discussion items are there regarding
I
that?
think that was kind of underneath the arborist reports, you know,
Yeah.
I think all those are,
Because
know,
we need
that's kind of what
a
we need an
survey.
arborist.
Yes, it is.
Full survey, so we
Actually,
know what we're dealing with.
you have something.
Laura's discussion of the replacement trees on Franklin Street, I think,
It's a good
is
good
kind
list
of-
to start, yep.
part of that.
I have something more to say about that, I forgot before. Of the trees that are there, with one exception, which I don't think are really, I think they're city trees, but they're not tree lawn trees. It's right by the tennis courts, where there are actually Emmelancher and I think cedar. But all the other trees on that strip are Japanese lilac trees,
Yeah,
so non-native.
right.
A lot of them look pretty
They're
sickly.
getting aged out.
You can
yeah.
see why they were cut down, so, and this was true on both sides of the street. On the east side is the power line,
Yeah,
so
this
it's
is
appropriate to put a
From
short
Ripley
tree.
Signal going back south, right towards James Field,
This is from 11th
Franklin.
Street south
11th Street, always.
Yeah. to Cool Spring, so Bastanes.
Yeah,
And on the east side, let's see, on the west side, there is no power line. On the east side, there is a power line. So it's appropriate to put short trees on the east side. It seems like maybe we could put some taller trees on the west side. And we certainly should not have a monoculture of one
Yeah,
No, that's
here.
for sure.
absolutely not.
only all along that stretch. That's just
Yeah.
asking for trouble.
Yep.
So,
All right. All right, item 8, old business. Any old business that we need to chat about right now that we haven't already milled over? Any old business? Any old business? Hearing none. New business. Do we have new business that anyone wants to add on to our list?
Sorry, and this,
Too late.
yeah. And we kind of inferred it, but the next farmer's market, and last one of
Last
the
one of the year, yeah.
season will be Saturday, October 7th. And
I think I'm good for
I'm not
that.
able to attend.
So she brings it up and then she's not coming. That's nice.
Well, Tim and I were there, holding down the fort on our
Yes, you
own.
were.
Thank you, Laura, for
Thank you
dropping
for-
off the
yep.
thing. So who was able to attend on Saturday, October 7th?
Probably me.
Not a great day for me, but if we really need it, I can come.
Yeah, I currently am open, so. There was only one, I think, at the beginning of the year, we first talked about it, that I wasn't gonna make, and that's already passed, so. So I'm in, I'll be there with the table,
Thank you very much.
and after this, I'll throw that old rickety table away. So hopefully it makes it one more time in and out of my truck.
We can auction it off the list.
So there's gonna be 2
Anybody want
people
the
there.
metal frame?
Donations go to the tree board.
The metal frame for scrap.
All right, if somebody gets sick or something, let me know. I'll be the alternate.
Okay, so the 7th.
And it looks clear here.
Okay, well, the next item is comments from board members. Betsy, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm excited about the tree planting finally, but sorry I cannot be there.
Ditto.
You'll be farther away than me.
I will be there. I'm sorry we didn't get very many trees, but it'll sure be a lot easier on Saturday.
It will be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get to the brew pub earlier this year than we did
There you go.
last, after the planting, so that's a good thing.
Well, I would like to ask you, Laura, since you've attended so many of these workshops, if you could serve as a supervisor to any volunteers who show up.
Good try.
Use your knowledge,
Okay.
because volunteers can,
Sometimes they think they know it all.
sometimes make mistakes.
She's very good at herding cats.
That's exactly
That's
what
what it
I'm
was,
talking
that's what it was
about.
last year, yeah.
And I thought last year Tim was working a little too hard, but you watch that heavy lifting.
Well, I'm gonna be lifting all the trees in and out of my truck, so.
Well, get somebody to help.
No.
Yeah,
All right, sorry,
I
I
keep
spoke
in shape
that.
with
It's all
that.
those old ladies tell.
Yeah, that's the problem with our board. We're all getting to the age where we should just sit and watch people do it. I have no other comments other than what I talked about with the work coming up this next couple of weeks to plant our trees, so thank you for, I did want to say, you had talked about calling and talking to the volunteers. Will you be able to call them and see if they are still able to help? I know you're not gonna be here, but
I could do that, if you give me a list.
I think I sent you the list, it was on the bottom of the list of our tree
Okay, I must have
locations.
missed that one, but,
I didn't print that out, but
and,
it's, this map that was,
Yeah,
like,
I
this
sent the
map.
map and I sent the
Okay.
list.
Oh,
And then
okay.
So the
it's,
volunteers are at the very bottom.
and the
ones that-
volunteers.
Okay,
There's 7 of them, I think.
Oh, yeah,
so-
you wanna just take a picture of that?
yeah,
Or it should have been emailed to you. I emailed it to everybody.
But back up.
I don't always print everything I get on email.
So yeah, just tell them if they are still willing to meet us the 16th, just around 9 o'clock at the Mormon Church on Cool Spring at 402 East Cool Spring, and we'll start out from there.
And it is on the Facebook page too, as an
Okay,
event. Dennis?
So yeah, just one thing, there was a resident at 1412, just north off Elston Street, that had wanted a tree, and there's just no place to put it in his yard. He's got 2 good-sized maples there already in the front, and there really wasn't any room, so that's when I switched to the church on Maple and Cool Spring to put 2 there where there were some oak trees that were cut down in the last few years, so start reforesting Maple again. And I figured since that's close by where we're gonna be dropping the trees off, that's a good place to
Yeah.
start.
Sure.
So that's what I kind of like to do is if we can get more trees in the future is to just start finding open areas where we know we can get some water and get the resident to take care of even if they don't sign up. Say, okay, this had trees for this whole block 5 years ago, they're all gone now because they age out, now it's time to get some trees back there. So start looking, anybody who sees areas, let's just start making up some list of where trees need to go. Okay? Thank you, and now on to you, Dennis.
Well, regrets on not being able to make the tree planting, but I was all set up for the actual date, but the date's been moved, so. And other regrets all around, but we can discuss that over pretzels and whatever else. I am interested though, eventually in looking into how we want to replace some of those rampant Japanese lilacs on Franklin.
Yeah, my thought is, even though I don't like them, I wouldn't cut down a perfectly viable tree.
Same here.
Yeah. But some of them are probably not gonna be viable for long.
Right,
So yeah, a good plan would be to think of what we're gonna replace them with.
right, right. And some of the trees, if you look closely, that aren't doing well, it has to do with local neighborhood abuse.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, when
another
they're
thing I have to
functioning
talk
well,
about.
they're lovely and you can pluck a blossom and they smell nice, but yeah, many of them are just scarred and bruised and
Yeah.
I was
treated.
Would you
looking
like
at,
to take the floor again?
Yes,
or
I
wait till
would.
next meeting?
yes,
Okay.
I was looking at some trees recently, including some trees that looked like they had suffered abuse. And it seems like when people mow, they mow right next to the tree,
yeah,
even when there's 2 feet of mulch
Wow.
around them.
right.
I think the only thing that will stop it, and maybe it won't stop it, is to put fences around the trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I know some people, such as my former partner, who would have pulled up the fences and mowed right over
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh.
but, but that does bring up an idea that we might
Mhm.
include for our next and last farmers market in regard to alerting people to tree abuse.
Yeah,
And, you know, and as I say with animals, you know, please report neglect or abuse. I mean, it wouldn't hurt just to alert people to that, you know,
well,
trees are not impervious to maltreatment.
I made a handout that includes some of that kind of
Oh,
advice.
excellent.
Good.
And I think I was giving out some of this.
You did it at the previous meeting, yeah,
so-
farmer's market.
If someone's going to the next farmer's market, if you'd like to have
Yeah.
this.
I'll just
I
throw
mean,
them. You have to be out throwing in my truck with all the other piles of stuff I'm taking to the
well, if you think about it from
Glad
a
to get a bigger
mower's
truck.
point of view, they probably have so much time to do
right.
so many
Yep,
yards,
yep.
Right.
and to go around a tree will slow them down.
Especially the guys on their standing mowers.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're in
Yeah.
a big hurry.
But, you know, with our Facebook page too, from time to time, it might be wise to post things like that in regard to appropriate tree care and avoiding.
Okay, I'll send something to
Yeah,
Facebook.
and also report to
Thanks,
us
Betsy.
if we are aware of damaged trees or threatening trees, what we call widow makers out at the gardens.
All right. Anything else?
That's enough.
All right. Next item on our agenda, comments from the public. Any comments from the public? Any comments from the public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Please identify yourself, your address, and have at us.
Come on, will you come a little closer?
I'm Lisa DeRue, and it's my husband John DeRue, and we're at 214 East 8th Street, the corner of 8th and Pines.
right there.
Yeah, we're right here. Oh, yeah. So, we were just attending to kind of see what was going on with the trees in the city and, you know, what the maintenance and stuff like that is. They just put in some new trees in front of our house. They cut down our one big tree because of the power lines they were putting in. And then there were 3 trees put in. We need, and I'm sure I don't know if the power company, I don't think that was like your board did that. I think the city
No,
did
that probably would have been
But we
NIPSCO
didn't-
for the
we didn't get
lines for
any
the South
information.
Shore.
Did you guys have any input on what was happening, or did
No.
that whole project go right by?
It went right by us.
I'm sure the city along the line through planning way back in the past when the route was first determined, because, I mean, way 7, 8 years ago, before the route was determined, they were looking at north route way up by where the old railroad station is, up on the north end, and they were looking south near Ames Field as an alternate route for the South Shore, or just keeping it in middle 11th Street. So at that time when 11th Street was decided, I'm sure a lot of the issues with NICD and the trees that would need to be cut for the new power lines and everything was discussed. Now, whether at that time the previous administration said, well, if you're cutting down 20 trees, we need 40 back or not, I don't know. None of
I
us.
remember, I was talking to somehow I got to some NIPSCO representative, I believe, and he basically said, you know, if I hadn't have tracked them down, I wouldn't have known it. It wasn't a problem, I was just surprised. But he said, you're getting 3 trees. And I said, well, I don't really want 3 trees. And he said, well, you're getting 3 trees, that's the city's easement. And that whole thing has always kind of been a curiosity to me, that the tree's on the city property, so I can't cut it down. But if the tree falls apart, it's my responsibility, so that
No, it's
It's
not
not.
your responsibility
Yeah, if
to,
it's a city tree, it's not your responsibility. It's ours, it's the city's
as long
responsibility.
as it's in the easement, but anything outside of that.
we
okay.
do ask you to water
I've
it.
lived in
That's all.
other cities where that's not the case, so this would be new. But I mean, I didn't mean to interrupt Lisa, but I was curious about how all that came to be.
Yeah, the planning for this NICD South Shore was a long time ago. It took a long time to get this thing going. So a lot of decisions like that were made very early on as far as right of way and access and way utilities were gonna be run and everything, and what trees and that would have to be coming down, what homes are gonna be taken. But it was way before even most of us were on the tree board in any discussions, so.
Okay. So I was just curious, would love to find out what trees they put in for us and, you know, how to best care for them, I guess, because I'm assuming we're responsible for fertilizing and things like that.
No need to fertilize.
Really?
A little mulch is like acts like a slow release fertilizer. Let me give her one of those sheets. And the main thing they need when they're new is just,
What about that hanger thing?
oh yeah, let's give her one of those too.
Well, they're making me work.
I know.
Is, the new trees need to be watered
Take a
every
nap.
day. So if there's less than an inch of rain, I don't know what we just got this morning, but if there's less than an inch of rain, you need to water the tree
A week?
every week.
I think
Until
we
the
got-
frost.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when these were put in. I mean, they were put in probably a year ago,
I
so
don't
they seem
remember, it
okay.
may have been, Lisa and I only live here 2 months out of the year right now. We live here in May and in September. So we're kind of trying to find our way around all this stuff and all the stuff the city does, and you know, we're considering spending more time here, so we're looking at different boards and opportunities to get involved with the city possibly. But yeah, and I think they ended up, for some reason, there were 2 options. I can't remember what they were, but I think they ended up being maples. And I think, did someone say earlier that those are not native or are maples?
No, but they're
Maples are, some are
overplanted.
not.
Right.
We have way more maples than we need in the city. We need more diverse.
Monoculture.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
We
Is
need
it
more
because it's an easy tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
cheap,
grows fast.
cheap and easy
Yeah.
and resilient.
Yeah.
So if the tree is green now, you don't really need to water it a year later unless there's a drought.
Okay.
So, and they fully intend to just sculpt that tree around the lines, or they really think that it's not gonna grow that high?
It's the way I see it, it's called butchering. The tree around the lines, not really sculpting, but yeah.
Well,
Yes.
They will cut it below the wires and cut it parallel to
the
the
ones
wires.
on Wabash
So-
by the mall just kind of crack me up. You know, it's just like, why?
Well, that's what a utility arborist does.
Yes.
We are trying to hire a more well-rounded
Yes.
type of arborist.
Humane.
Or do you have the responsibility of the hire, or do you just recommend?
We would recommend the Board of Works.
We interview and we recommend.
Will the Board of Works also be doing interviews, or you're the interviewer?
They may do an interview, or they may just take our recommendation. That's totally up to them how they move forward.
Yeah, we
But
just,
they have the power of the purse, not us.
so we've seen a lot of stuff in the times. You know, I grew up in Michigan City, I moved away in 1980, and I'm gonna say in 2013, I started getting more involved in coming back to the city. And, you know, there's just something wrong with me, I love it here. Lisa's now been back, she's from Florida, originally from Pennsylvania, but we've lived in Florida together for 35 years. And she kind of said, holy cow, this place is everything you said it was.
I left Braden in Florida to come back up here, so, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it here.
It's just,
This to me is paradise.
it's very close to that for us, and it's getting more and more. We're considering getting more involved in the city, because we're at, neither one of us are technically working anymore. And it's really hot in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go to as many council meetings. We're here for the month of September. I wanted to see what you guys were. I saw you Saturday at the farmer's market. We had the dog and like 5 baskets of flowers and stuff. We didn't have time to chat. But I really love the farmer's market. We operate, this may be a negative, but I hope not. We operate 2 vacation rentals right around here. And our guests love the farmer's market. They love the city. To hear their comments and ranting and raving about how much they enjoy being here. They're coming from Wisconsin, Ohio, Indianapolis.
Chicago, all over the place.
Yeah, all over the
Yeah.
place. And no one person wasn't that positive, but everybody else has been gushingly positive about the experience of the city, the lakefront. Nobody really talks about the shopping. They talk about the dunes. They talk about more of the nature trails and stuff like that, which is really exciting for us.
Very exciting.
And I'm hoping you're enjoying hearing it. I know Skylar York, and I comment to him often to keep him reminded about what's really, sometimes when you're stuck in there, you don't really see what you're doing.
Yes.
And everybody, we've operated one on Franklin Street now since 2000, what would you say, 14? And everybody just raves about their experience here. I mean, people come back every year to the same place, so it's working. I love it here. Pretty soon my wife is gonna have some roots along with me here. Yeah, I graduated from Rogers in 1978, and the unemployment rate was 18%, so I moved.
Well, if I was here in Michigan City for graduation, I would have graduated with you. I was
Awesome.
a Manatee High Hurricane 1978 down in Bradenton. But I graduated at Purdue 82, so.
Funny is that, 'cause we like Bradenton. Her uncle lives in Brandon, is it? Apollo
Brandon
Beach?
up, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
north
real
by
familiar
Tampa.
with that part of the west coast of Florida. She has another brother in Fort Myers. So,
Yeah, it was a great place to grow up as a kid, but man, I do not want to live there at all.
I don't know, I don't think there was any better place than, I kind of grew up here between 70 and 78.
Yeah.
I just had a blast. I mean, it was safe, it was fun. we hitchhiked, we used to ride the bus up and down Lake Shore Drive just for fun, for 10 cents or whatever it was. Remember pushing it with, I don't know if you all remember, pushing up those heavy metal windows in those old buses.
Buses,
that's
slide
before my
slide over and lift them up. And,
Maybe we should continue this
Yes.
discussion
Yeah.
after we close out the meeting.
anyway,
Well, that was it, we were just really here to kind of learn about what y'all are doing.
that's what we do.
And I just wanted to ask, like, the best way to contact if there's any, or who to contact if there's any tree questions or suggestions.
That's an
or-
excellent question. We
Yeah.
do have a Facebook page, but
yeah.
when we get an
City.
arborist, that would be the person.
Yeah, it would really be the arborist if we had the city arborist. Right now, we don't. So probably right now, just call me,
Yeah,
219-877-9549, and I'll put that out there for
well, that was
everybody to
too
see.
fast.
877-9549,
877.
Tim Werner.
Okay,
Is that
awesome.
with
All
an E?
right,
With an E?
WERDR, yep.
Awesome. And then what is the Facebook page?
Yeah, but I was here my junior
Informational.
year at Rogers,
Just informational,
but we
I
were
mean,
down
is
in
it
Florida. My dad
Michigan
worked for a
City
contractor
Tree
in town, so we were
Board?
down in Bradenton.
not very imaginative.
Beach?
No,
It's intuitive,
Trail
right?
Creek.
You're like, why make it hard?
Okay.
Werner
We
family there.
move on to
Yeah.
other public
Yes.
comment.
All right.
Are you here to make a comment, Dominic?
yes, sorry. Dominic, you have the floor. Introduce yourself, your address, and give us what for.
My name is Dominic Yankee. My address is 904 Willow Spring Drive. My internship with the Michigan City Parks and Recreation Department ended 2 weeks ago. On the last day of my internship, the mayor and Chris Yagelski had me examine trees at 4th, 5th, and 6th in Wabash to determine the proper course of action to restore the visibility of the stop signs, as there had been numerous complaints regarding visibility by bus drivers. I determined that a forest pansy redbud at 5th and Wabash and a service berry at 6th and Wabash were blocking stop signs. Trimming would have removed approximately 50% of each tree's canopy, so I decided to recommend removal. I marked the trees for Sean Smith and his crew cut them down, which restored visibility of the stop signs. I'm registered for the Indiana Tree Steward Program. Betsy Fleek has sponsored me for participation in the Indiana Master Naturalist class at Indiana Dunes, which starts this Sunday. Regarding the metal grates on Franklin Street, during my internship, I measured them and they're 5 feet square, so 5 feet by 5 feet, which doesn't really seem like enough room for roots for any trees,
It's not ideal.
especially as city ordinance, section 10238, distance from curb and sidewalk, states that no city trees may be planted closer to the curb or sidewalk than the following: small trees 4 feet, etc. Well, 4 feet on each side of the tree would mean it would have to be at least 8 feet square.
Is that something the Parks Department can look into? I mean, as you know, we don't do that.
Well, I just would think that planting trees there wouldn't be ideal unless they had 8
A
foot
larger area
square
growing.
grates for the roots.
There is, part of the grant, the large grant, was dealing with those situations, and I don't know enough about the technicalities to really explain it. But I think there are some rather expensive systems that would allow for a tree to grow in such a situation. But we still don't know if we're gonna receive that grant or where that's going, so.
And then regarding the lilac trees, of course, planting more of those would not be ideal, as they're susceptible to verticillium wilt, and they're also not native.
Yeah, we're not at all wanting
I'm a
to,
fan of that, no.
we're not recommending more of those
Phase
or more
them out.
of any non-natives.
And speaking about the maple, 37% of the trees on right-of-way trees are maple,
Maples.
Yeah,
which is not the best.
no.
I just wanted to mention that because you guys have questions about maples. And the last news is that the Downtown Emergency Soup Kitchen has been renamed the Tannehill Community Soup Kitchen to honor Chef Eric Tannehill. I was selected to be a member of the board of directors, as the Tannehill Community Soup Kitchen is registering as a 501c3 nonprofit, which will help us get grants.
Great,
Wonderful.
And that's all.
thank you very much. Yeah. All right, any other public comment?
And did we cut you all off, or had you done?
No, we're good.
Oh, fine, okay,
Yeah.
okay, just wanna make sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hearing none, I'd like a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, October 4th, right here in this building, this location. So if you need to look for us again, here's what we'll be.
Is this where they always are?